So, good morning guys, and well, I was going to say a very warm welcome, but I can't really say that. We're sitting about 0 degrees at the minute. I'm just making sure my head torch is shining right in your faces. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're back in the UK. We're back in the Lake District, and just get a look at this view behind me. Ridiculous, absolutely stunning. So I don't want to stand here for too long because I want to get my teeth into all of that back there. Absolutely amazing. Now, a few days ago on my Instagram, I announced that there's going to be some big news in this week's video. If you do not follow me on Instagram, please go and give me a follow. It's where I have most of my announcements and news and things like that. This video and a fair few of my videos going forward, hopefully ongoing, are going to be sponsored by Real Estate Photographer Pro. It's been a real difficult decision and one that's took much consideration. They're offering an online course basically to turn your creative passion into a photography career. So it's super fitting and it's absolutely a product that I believe in. I want to talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the video after we've enjoyed all of this, you know, because I want to be really open and honest and transparent with you guys about all of this. But yeah, I'll put the link in the description if you want to go and check them out. It's a fantastic course. I would not be endorsing this if I didn't believe in it. And if you want to purchase at the end, I've managed to get a 25% off code from the full price, which is Henry. Simple as that, Henry. So I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys a little bit more about that later on. But for now, I need to get stuck into this. So come with me guys, it's going to be a cracking morning. Alright guys, so we're nicely set up and it really is it's incredible, honestly. It's such a beautiful morning, and I think I mentioned in the introduction that I did come here yesterday afternoon and I did a little bit of a scout, and I remember thinking, I was with my girlfriend, I remember saying to her, I think it looked really nice with a bit of fog, a bit of mist and a bit of frost, and as you can see, that's exactly what we've got. So incredibly lucky, because the forecast really was just to be cold. I don't think it was forecast any fog and clear skies, so that's exactly why I wanted to come to this location. However, there's quite a few other photographers here as well. You might be able to see in the background there, this lady here called Frankie that I'm chatting to. There's loads of people over there. It's a Monday morning and we were actually just saying to each other then, I just didn't expect it to be so busy. So I did have a bit of a plan to go down here. There's a lake over there called Elterwater, and I wanted to get a shot across looking towards the Coniston Fells in that direction, but I just got a feeling it's going to be rammed. I'd say it'll be beautiful, but I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me. So this was another shot that I had in mind from this very location, and I think it's going to be working out even better than what I would have got over there, to be honest, because of the frost. So I'll just talk you through it now. You can see, if you look down on the river there, we've just got, it's so still, so we've got perfect reflections, to be honest. It's an absolute mirror. And compositionally, we've just got this sort of mound of woodland, as you can see across the river there, which is reflecting perfectly in the river, and the frost, and there's a little bit of lingering mist all around us. It's just adding to the whole scene. So I've set up about 15 minutes before the actual sunrise, and I've just waited for the sun to hit them beautiful fells, looking back towards the Coniston Fells that are right in the background, which is adding so much depth because we've got quite a lot of shadows and darkness here in the foreground, and I suppose the midground where that woodland section is, and then all them fells are lit up in the background. It's absolutely gorgeous. Technically, it's quite interesting. I got my polarizer on, as you can see. which is really helping to reduce any glare that we're getting in the water, and it's also adding a little bit of deepness and darkness to the blues of the sky, and then obviously in the reflection there in the foreground as well. I really want to talk you through what I'm doing here. It's a little bit different than usual. I'm doing a pano, so obviously I'm in portrait dimension, as you can see there, and basically shooting left to right as always. I've made sure my tripod's nice and level. I'm taking about 4 or 5 shots. Probably only need 2 or 3, but I'm just you know, a bit of an insurance policy. But what I'm doing, which is quite interesting, something I haven't been doing recently, is including a bit of an immediate foreground element almost, because there's so much interest in this fog down here in the foreground. I just had to include it. So we've got the little frosty section of the river bank in the foreground, then we've got the river, obviously the reflections, mound of woodland, fells in the background, and then a gorgeous clear blue sky, which usually isn't very nice for photography, but this morning I think it's suiting it perfectly. So yeah, panel left to right, 1 second exposure for each shot, f9, ISO 100, and I'm actually focus stacking as well, which I never do. I don't think I've ever done it, but I want to capture the detail in this frost in the foreground, because there's still a few autumn leaves dotted about with that gorgeous sort of frost around their edges, and obviously the grass is just covered in frost, absolutely stunning. So like I said, I wanted to capture that detail. So I'm doing 1 set of images focused on the foreground, the immediate foreground, and then second set of images just focused on one of these trees there in the background, as you can see, and I'll try my best to blend them in Photoshop and see how it comes out. But stunning morning. I couldn't really have asked for better conditions, to be honest. It really is glorious, hence tons of photographers knocking about, but we're all here for the same reason. So I'll pop that photograph up for you guys to see now, and I really hope that you like it. So I hope you like that shot, and I think it's probably a bit better in that direction back down the river, but it's just too busy. There's so many people, so many photographers, and even though it's nicer and it's probably, you know, you don't get these conditions every day, that's the reason everyone's out, but it doesn't appeal to me to walk in that direction. I'd rather walk this way, or it's not quite as exciting to look at the minute, just to get away from all of that. It's too busy. It's not what it's about for me, really. So it's hard because, you know, obviously I'm potentially missing out on nice shots over there, but I don't know, I want to focus on the detail of this frost a little bit. I think the last photograph that I just got there is a really good representation of November, a perfect representation of November. Obviously I'm always in the back of my mind thinking of my calendar for 2021, so yeah, frost, still a few autumnal leaves dotted about, gorgeous clear sunrise and fog, very November to me. So yeah, I'm gonna head down this way, and I really like to think I can get another shot because the conditions are absolutely incredible, but I don't know if there's much down this way. Anyway, I'm gonna wander around, guys, keep the old eyes peeled, and hopefully I'll get the camera out once again. Well, I've got it out, but you know, get another shot. This is a class location. There's just tons to shoot. You're pretty much surrounded by fells, or at least half of the views, probably 3/4 are all just beautiful fells in the distance. So much to shoot, you know, so much opportunity. There's woodland, there's the river that's running through there, then there's elder water around the other side. All different types of trees as well. And when you've got conditions like this, wow, absolutely gorgeous. So this second shot is a little bit experimental, probably a bit abstract as well, but like I say, I much prefer being where I am here. Like I said, I wanted to try and capture some of this detail in the frost, and to me that's what this morning's all about, you know. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't really think I've ever shot frost properly like this, definitely not in the UK at least, but yeah, it is it's really nice. So this photograph, I've got the whole of the bottom third with just this small field or meadow of these gorgeous frozen reeds. So I've changed my mind. Oh, I've just legged it behind you guys, and some of the light is shining through, literally just behind where you guys are, onto some of these reeds. So imagine the scene behind, light up there, middle trees unlit, but then I'm going to try and get some of these reeds that are lit with sunlight as well. So excuse me, I'm going back over there. So, apologies guys, it feels like it's been a bit of a manic one this morning, but sometimes that's just the way it is when you're out on location. It's just the reality, and trust me, it's fun. Even though I'm running around like a headless chicken, I'm getting a bit nervous, but yeah, it's fantastic. So I'll put both of these excuse me, I'll put both of these photographs up for you to see at the end. The one that I got further down there without the light in the foreground, and then this one. Tell me which one you prefer, but I'm hoping it's going to show how much of an improvement it makes when you've got that bit of light in the foreground, especially when you've got something like water in the foreground, or something that's going to reflect the light in a really, really nice way, which is, I think, what we're getting here. So this shot, the composition is similar enough, 1/6 of a second, f6.3 ISO 100 settings, but we've got light on the foreground on the reeds, and I think I'm zoomed out a tiny bit more, 45mm, so pretty much not. Exactly the same concept as last time though. Don't want the sky in, so that's why I've zoomed in a little bit. Bit of light on the trees in the background, no light on the trees in the middle, and then we've got all this sort of frozen area in the sort of bottom half of the photograph. We've even got a bit of this stone wall on the right hand side there, dry stone wall, which is just fantastic, super Cumbrian, and another shot that I think is very November. So like I say, I'll put the two up for you guys to see, and please let me know which one you prefer. And yeah, a couple of really nice shots this morning, I think. I hope that you like this one. What a splendid morning, absolutely gorgeous, and I love it because I've obviously just got back to the UK, and to have such a fantastic morning just fills me with inspiration, and oh, it's so good to be back. I love the Lake District with all my heart, and what a show it's put on for me this morning. Obviously it's not true, but I feel like I've been personally welcomed back into the Lake District. Anyway, enough of that rubbish talk. I absolutely had to get an intimate shot of this gorgeous frost. I had to, there was no question. I was forced, you know. So nothing compositionally interesting, but really, really nice subject. We had a little bit of light shining through on this small bunch of reeds here. And yeah, it was just gorgeous. The frost was glistening in that morning sunlight. Nice intimate shot, and basically just playing around with depth of field really, shooting at f5.6 and zoomed in fully at 55mm. So don't really need to go into too much detail in that one. Just a nice intimate shot that tells a story of this incredible morning. If anything, it's just a nice memory for myself. So I'll pop that up for you guys to see now, and then if you don't mind sticking around, I'd really love to talk a little bit more about this sponsorship thing that I mentioned at the start that I'm really excited about, but I wanted to be really open and honest and just as transparent as possible with you guys about the whole thing, because it's not been an easy decision. I hope you like this shot. So yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've managed to get a sponsorship, and it's super like bittersweet, to be honest. Obviously it's so good for myself and for me to be able to offer you guys a discount off what I genuinely believe is a fantastic product. However, I just think there's a little bit of a stigma around sponsorships, and I don't know, that's why I wanted to have this conversation, and I got the green light from the company that's sponsoring me, you know, just to be open and honest about everything. Firstly, I know it's a real estate photography company, but I know that a lot of you guys are interested in all different types of photography. So in terms of my audience, you know, obviously not necessarily the channel, let's all be honest, I think it is super relevant, because actually a lot of you guys are always messaging me and with supportive messages, trying to get me to do other types of photography, and, you know, not just focus on landscapes. I follow a few of you guys on Instagram, and I know that you're into all sorts of different types of photography. So I genuinely think it's a fantastic product, and I genuinely think it's something that can add value to some of you guys. So I'd love you guys to go and at least check out the website. And just wanted to give you a little bit of background. Firstly, I've had some sponsorship opportunities in the past that have just not been right. The product's not been right. I didn't think it would add value to you guys, and I didn't think it would add value to myself as well. Whereas this, when I first got the email, I saw sort of real estate photography, and I thought, property photography, you know, it's not really what this channel's about. So, but I had a look on the website anyway, and it looked really, really good, super professional. The guy that owns the company's got a little bit of a video on there of how he started up the company. It just really resonated with me. You know, he seemed like a super honest guy. He's built a company by himself, and he's created this course to try and help people out. I think he created the course initially to actually give to his employees, and then he decided, you know, I can make a little bit of revenue from my company by offering this to the general public on my website. So that's what I'm promoting, this wonderful photography course. I was lucky enough to get it for free. So I've checked it all out, and it is absolutely fantastic, full of incredible tips and a lot of on location videos, pretty much exactly what I'm doing here, obviously, but at properties and things like that. So if that's something you guys, you know, would be interested in, please do go and check it out. And remember, there's that offer code as well. But yeah, it's been really hard, but like I say, just because of that stigma that seems to be with sponsorships. But I'm incredibly excited to announce that the money that I'm getting for this is actually going to allow me to go full time. And I wanted to be really open and honest about, I'm not getting a lot of money from it. I'm really not. Like, I haven't took the sponsorship necessarily for the money. You know, I'm not being greedy or anything like that. It's giving me the opportunity to go full time, which is just, honestly, it blows my mind. It's as close to a lottery win as I can imagine. So I'm super grateful for the sponsorship. I'm grateful as well that I genuinely think I've found a product that can add value to some of you guys. And also on a personal level, absolutely fantastic. And, you know, it means that I can put so much more energy into this YouTube channel, so much more time and effort. So on that note, I really hope that my content will be getting better, or, you know, I can say to you guys that my content will be getting better because I've got so much more time. So I wanted to be really open and honest about that to you guys. I really hope that means something to you, and hope you're not annoyed about it, because that's kind of what I've been worried about, to be honest. You know, I didn't want to let you guys down, and I said this to the, you know, in the email correspondence to this company, to this guy, really small company, and just said, like, I wouldn't be where I am now without my audience, so I really don't want to upset them. So for me, it's fantastic news. It really is, and it's something that I'm hoping now I can just move forward and really put some effort into this YouTube channel and into my photography. So if you're still listening now, absolutely waffling away, but I really appreciate it, and thanks for the support. Honestly, you guys have been here since day one, and I really hope that this sponsorship doesn't change that. I hope you guys can see it as a positive, as of course I am. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's adventure. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it, and of course I shall see you guys next week on the next adventure. Out.